You're not lost because you don't have direction. You're lost because you've spent so long being who everyone else needed. You forgot who you are? And the scariest part? You didn't notice it happening. One day you just woke up and realized nothing feels like you anymore. Let's break down the real reason you feel lost in life and why finding yourself isn't about searching, it's about remembering. Number 10, you feel lost because your life became a performance, not a choice. You didn't build a life, you built a persona, a version of you designed to impress people, not fulfill you. A version of you shaped by expectations, not identity. So now you act confident, but you don't know what you believe. You make choices, but none of them feel like yours. You achieve goals, but feel nothing when you reach them. You smile, but you feel disconnected from the person smiling. You don't feel lost in life. You feel lost in yourself because the world never taught you how to be who you are, only how to be who people want. And when the mask gets heavy, your identity begins to disappear underneath it. Not because you failed, but because pretending for too long kills your sense of direction. You don't know where you're going because you don't remember who's walking. Number 9, you feel lost because you're comparing your life to versions that don't exist. Modern life tricked you. You scroll through other people's highlights and compare them to your lowest moments. You see their success and call your timeline late. You see their confidence and call your growth slow. You see their clarity and call your confusion failure. You're not lost. You're overexposed. You consume so many identities that your brain has no space left for your own. The internet didn't just show you possibilities. It overloaded you with versions of yourself you were never meant to become. No wonder nothing feels right. You're trying on identities the same way people try on outfits, but none of them fit because they weren't made for you. You're not behind, you're overwhelmed, and your mind is suffocating under too many shoulds. Therefore, number 8, you feel lost because you've been running on autopilot for too long. Most people don't get lost suddenly. They drift, one routine at a time, one obligation at a time, one quiet compromise at a time. You stopped choosing your life and started maintaining it. Wake up, work, scroll, sleep, repeat. Days blur together because nothing in them reflects you anymore. Your brain isn't confused, it's bored. Your soul isn't broken, it's understimulated. You stopped exploring. You stopped experimenting. You stopped doing things for the first time. Identity doesn't disappear. It atrophies. The same way muscles do when you stop using them. You don't feel lost because you're weak. You feel lost because you haven't asked yourself what you truly want in a very, very long time. Number 7, you feel lost because you carry too many versions of yourself. Inside you are multiple identities. The you your family expects, the you your friends like, the you your work demands, the you show online, the you used to be, the you're scared to become. And the real problem is, you're trying to satisfy all of them at once. You're exhausted because you're switching identities like tabs on a browser. No wonder you don't know who you are. Your attention is divided between people you don't want to disappoint and versions of yourself you no longer relate to. When every version of you gets a voice, the real you becomes silent. Feeling lost isn't a crisis of direction. It's a crisis of identity bandwidth. Too many identities. Not enough you. And until you decide which version deserves to stay, you'll keep feeling like you're living someone else's life. Number 6, you feel lost because you keep abandoning yourself to keep the peace. You're not lost because you lack direction. You're lost because you keep choosing everyone else's direction over your own. You say yes when you want to say no. You agree just to avoid conflict. You shrink so others feel comfortable. You soften your truth so nobody gets upset. You go along with things you don't believe in. Every time you betray your own needs, you lose another piece of who you are. And eventually there's nothing left but a shape that fits every room but belongs to none. Self-abandonment feels harmless in the moment, but over time, It erases you. You're not confused. You're disconnected from yourself because you keep leaving yourself behind. Number 5, you feel lost. Because you haven't updated your identity in years you grew, your life didn't. You're living with an identity built for a past version of you, a version that had different needs, different limits, different desires, different dreams. So now everything feels misaligned. Your job doesn't feel right. Your relationships don't feel right. Your goals don't feel right. Your habits don't feel right. Not because they're wrong, but because they're outdated. You've changed on the inside, but never updated the outside to match. You're using an identity you've already outgrown. And when you outgrow your life without outgrowing your identity, you feel lost. Not because there's no path, but because you're using the wrong map. Number 4, you feel lost. Because you're always becoming someone and never being anyone. Modern life sold you a lie. Become your best self. So you keep upgrading, improving, optimizing, but never actually being. You're chasing a moving target, a future version of you who's richer, calmer, smarter, more successful, more disciplined, more loved. But here's the trap. When you're always becoming someone, you never get to be someone. You're so focused on the next stage that you never inhabit the current one. Your identity becomes a self-improvement project, always under construction, never complete, and that's why you feel lost. You're running toward a version of you that keeps moving further away every time you get closer. You're not lost in life. You're lost in permanent self-upgrade mode. You don't need a better you need a real you. Number 3, you feel lost. Because you don't trust yourself anymore. The most silent identity crisis is losing trust in your own decisions. You've made choices that hurt you. You've ignored red flags you saw clearly. You've stayed too long where you knew you didn't belong. You went left when your intuition screamed right, and now you second-guess everything. Is this really what I want? Am I making a mistake again? Can I trust this? Can I trust myself? When you don't trust yourself, every path looks dangerous. Every decision feels risky. Every direction seems wrong. Not because it is, but because doubt blinds you to your own inner compass. You're not lost. You're afraid of choosing wrong again. And until you rebuild trust with yourself, even the right path will feel wrong. Number 2, you feel lost. Because you keep waiting for clarity instead of creating it. You think clarity will arrive one day. A sign, a moment, a breakthrough, a realization that suddenly tells you who you are and where you're meant to go. But clarity doesn't arrive. Clarity is built. You're not lost because you don't know your purpose. You're lost because you're waiting for purpose to knock on the door instead of taking one uncomfortable step to discover it. Identity doesn't appear from thinking. Identity appears from doing. You get clearer every time you try something, and notice how your soul reacts. But you haven't done that in a long time. You've been thinking, analyzing, doubting, hesitating, hoping direction will magically reveal itself. It won't. You feel lost because your identity has no evidence to work with. No new experiences, no fresh input, no real data. You can't think your way into clarity. You act your way into it. Number 1, you feel lost because you're finally outgrowing the life that once fit you. And here's the truth. People avoid the most. Feeling lost is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It's a sign that something is changing in you. You're not lost. You're transitioning, shedding old identities, outgrowing old versions, breaking patterns that no longer align. Your mind isn't confused. It's rearranging itself. Feeling lost is what it feels like to become someone new before you have the words to describe who that is. Every identity shift feels like a crisis until it becomes a breakthrough. You aren't falling apart. You're reassembling. You don't feel lost because you have no identity. You feel lost because your identity is evolving faster than your life can keep up. You're shedding versions of yourself you should have let go of years ago. You're questioning things you used to accept. You're wanting things you never dared to want. You're noticing truths you used to ignore. This isn't the end of who you are. It's the beginning of who you're finally allowed to become. So stop asking, what's wrong with me? Start asking, what version of me am I outgrowing? And what version am I ready to meet? Feeling lost doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're in motion. And motion is how people find themselves again.